So what is the meaning of NumPy generally? So the meaning of NumPy, if you see, so let's say, okay, Python we have completed, that is fine, very good. So now we are going to learn few things. Those things we will be calling as like data science libraries or data analysis libraries or Python libraries. You can keep whatever the name that you want. So we need to study about four libraries. One is NumPy, second one is Pandas, third one is Matplotlib, fourth one is Cba. So these four libraries are very, very important. Very, very important. So the prerequisites for this particular concepts, let's say like if you want to learn these four concepts, definitely you need to get Python. If you know about Python, then only you can learn these concepts, or else it is impossible to learn these concepts. NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Cba. So now we are going to start NumPy. Now we are going to start NumPy. What is the meaning of NumPy? NumPy means nothing but numerical Python. NUM means numerical, PY means Python. Okay, NUM means numerical, PY means Python, numerical Python. The abbreviation I'm telling about, the abbreviation is numerical Python. So let's say, what is the purpose of learning these concepts? Like, what is the purpose of learning? Every library has their own uses. So if you want to learn NumPy library, if you want to learn NumPy library, first of all, you need to understand why we are learning. First, we need to understand why we are learning. Let's say, for example, if NumPy library will be completely dealing with the dimensions data. So you should not think like data is a single dimension. First of all, what is the meaning of a dimension? What is the meaning of a dimensions? Okay, what is the meaning of a dimension? So the meaning of a dimension is nothing but, for example, just give me a minute, yes. Okay, yes, NumPy. So what is the purpose of learning NumPy? NumPy will be dealing with the dimensionality data. So what is the meaning of a dimension? Let's say, guys, for example, I will open any one of the notepad and let me tell you. See, let's say very simple. If the data is in the form of a single dimension, for example, let me tell you here, or let me write somewhere here. So NumPy. So NumPy means numerical Python, which deal with the dimensions, which deals with the dimensionality data. Dimensionality data. So here the point is, data will be in the form of no dimension. So you can represent the data without a dimension. You can represent the data with dimension. With dimension means you can represent the data with single dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension, 4 dimension. So how many dimensions that you want, you can represent the data. You can represent the data. For example, no dimension. So there is no dimension for the data. So no dimension. So no dimension means what? No dimension means you are not treating the data in the form of dimensions. So for example, like let's say if I write A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. Guys, tell me what is this concept? This concept means what? List. This concept means what? The concept is known as a list. So now you tell me, do this have any dimension? No, there is no dimension. If you want to create the dimensionality data, if you want to create the dimensionality data, you need to use the concept which is known as a NumPy. Using the NumPy only, it is possible to create the data in the form of dimension. That is what I am telling. So how to create the dimensions? Very simple. Let's say imagine there is a line. Imagine there is a line and there is an axis x-axis. Suppose if I write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is a single axis which is known as an x-axis. So there is an x-axis. There is x-axis. So and a line is passing. If you see on a single line, it is an x-axis. So this data will be considered as a single dimension. So directly if you write the data, it won't be considered as a dimension. So single axis, x-axis means one dimension. X-axis means one dimension. Let's say if you write like this, let's say, for example, let's say if you write like this, let's say if you write here, if you write y and if you mention some points here. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So if x is equals to 2, y is equals to 3, where you will plot the point x is equals to 2, y is equals to 3 means you can mark the point here. You can mark the point here. See, this is 2D. So you are using the x-axis and you are using the y-axis. This is a 2D representation data. Suppose if you use another axis, which means let's say, suppose if you use 3D, let's say z. It's a 3D, 3 dimension. It's a 3 dimension. 4 dimension means another line. So, see, very simple way what I'm trying to say is, whatever the concepts that you till now, that is normally input and outputs. Till now, you didn't created any data in the form of dimensions. Either it might be a single dimension or it might be a double dimension and 2 dimension or 3 dimension. So if you want the data in a dimensionality format, definitely what you have to use, you need to use the NumPy. With NumPy only it is possible, I am telling you. Without NumPy, it is not at all possible. It is impossible with other concepts. So let's say here, I will open some collab file. Somewhere I will write the code. Very much important, guys. I'm telling you, mainly for the data science people. Mainly the people, okay, analysis people, they will be using Power BI, the drag and drop kind of thing. But there are a lot of students here who belongs to the data science. Data science and artificial intelligence people, without NumPy, one day also it is impossible. I'm telling you. So like trending job is data scientist now. So definitely NumPy is very, very important. So NumPy. What is the meaning of NumPy? NumPy is nothing but numerical Python. So I will write some theoretical stuff here. So NumPy means what? Numerical Python. It's a numerical Python. So you see, guys, you see any data, let's say string, list, tuple, sets, dictionary, any data, they are not at all considered as a dimension. I'm telling you. For example, if I take a list, A is equals to 10, 20, 30, 50. 10, 20, 30, 50. For example, let's say print A. Guys, you tell me what will be the output. First line will save in the memory. Okay. First line will save in the memory. You know very well about it. Saves in memory. Second line, what you are doing? Calling from the memory. Saving in the memory and calling from the memory. You know very well. So you are writing a list. My point here is you are writing a list. A is equals to 10, 20, 30, 50. You are writing a list. So now my question for you is, do the list is a dimension? The data which you return in the list, do it is a dimension. 1 minute, guys. What melody it is I'm using? Just a second, guys. Okay. So let's do one thing. Today I will work in my laptop. Same thing. I will this. Okay. Let's open the drive if needed somewhere. Some drive I will open. Somewhere I will keep, like, let's say. Do it is internet problem or what? It's not connecting properly. Collapse sometimes it gives the issue. If the server, if the Google servers are not good, it will give the issues, not the issue from our side. So let's say what I'm trying to say is NumPy is a numerical Python. Numerical Python. Suppose if I write 10, 20, 30, 50, 60 or anything. So print A. First line will saves in the memory. Second line will call from the memory. Second line will call from the memory. I think this is the issue with the Google server. Okay, fine, working. Okay. So first line saves in the memory, second line calls from the memory. So my point is, it is a list. First of all, this is a list. So do lot of people will think list means a dimension. They will think, sir, you are writing the list, no? So list means it is like a x-axis, like 10, 20, 30, 60. No. So any concept you take in Python, no concept to have the dimensions. There are just inputs. So just you are passing a list. That's it. It's not a dimension. It's not a dimension. So first what I'm going to do is using the NumPy. Using NumPy, I will be creating the 1-dimension data, 2-dimension data, 3-dimension data, reshaping, transforming, lot of things we can do. Lot of things we can do. So here see, using NumPy, we are one-dimension data. Using NumPy, we are going to create one-dimension data. Guys, listen very carefully. One dimension means the data which is on only single axis, which means x-axis. Suppose in the x-axis, I want to write 10, 50, 70, 90, 110. Suppose in the x-axis, if you pass the same values in the list, see, suppose same values if I pass in the list, suppose same values 10, 50, 70, 90 and 110. Okay, first line. Suppose first line, if I write in the list, I am not using NumPy till now. I am writing in a list. So this one saves in the memory. Saves in the memory. Okay. Second line, let's say second line, I am calling from the memory. This one. So calling from the memory. Next one. Third line, print a dot ending. A dot ending. So what is the meaning of this, sir? See, I am not creating a dimension here. I am just writing the list and I'm printing the list. And what I'm saying is a dot ending. I am asking the variable a is holding how many dimensions. Ndim means how many dimensions. Ndim, dim means dimension. N means how many. N means how many. So I am asking. So ndim means how many dimensions. How many dimensions. So a dot ending. So the variable a is holding how many dimensions of data. If I run it, you will be getting the error in the third line. You will be getting the error in the third line. Why? Because a is a list. A is not a NumPy array. See, A is a list. List object has no attribute ending because in the list concept, if I write A dot, the dot will show you append, extend kind of functions which comes under list. So in the list, we don't have ending function. In the list, we don't have ending. Okay. So list can't be a dimension. Only using the NumPy it is possible. So now here I will write using NumPy. Using NumPy will create one dimension data. One dimension data. Guys, I already told you Python is having lot of libraries. Yes or no? Math library, stats library. So lot of libraries are there in Python. Lot of libraries are there in Python. So out of those libraries, NumPy is one of the library. So first, if I want to use the NumPy library, what was the first thing that I have to do, guys? Tell me. If I want to use the NumPy library, what was the first thing that I have to do? I need to import it, yes or no? If you see the math library, first I am importing the math library, then only I am using the functions which are present inside the library. Do you remember? Guys, do you remember that one? If you remember the math library, yeah. So first we'll import the library. So I want to import NumPy. First we need to import the library. Then only we can use all the functions that are available inside that particular NumPy library. So import NumPy. Import NumPy. See, yes, I'm importing the library. Unzipping the library. Okay, now I can use each and every function that are available inside the NumPy library. I can now I can use each and every function I can use which are available inside the NumPy library. How to use NumPy dot? Use the library name dot. The dot will show all the functions. The dot will show all the functions which are comes under NumPy library. I already told you every library has their own functions. The functions which are available in one library will be not available in another library. You need to use the library name and you can use the functions. So there is a function in NumPy library called array. Array. So using this array function, we can create dimensionality. So I'm very poor in spelling, so okay. So dimensionality data. If there is any spelling mistake, you can comment down below. Function. NumPy is a library. Inside library, lot of functions are there. I'm telling you. So inside the NumPy library, lot of functions are there. Out of those functions, there is a function called array. So using array only, I can create a dimensionality data. I can create a dimensionality data. See, A is equals to, in the NumPy library, there is a function known as an array. In the NumPy library, there is a function known as an array. So in the NumPy library, there is a function known as an array. So using this array function, I can create the dimensionality. So I will open the list and pass 10, 60, 100, 150, 150. Or else whatever the values that is mentioned here, let's say 10, 50, 70, 90 and 110. So you can ask me, sir, you told list can't be a dimension. But see, list can't be a dimension. But here what I am doing, I am passing the list. I am passing the list to the NumPy library array function. I am giving this particular list to the array function. Array function belongs to the NumPy library. What this array function will do, if you are passing a single list, for example, if you are passing a list, it will take the values, it will keep on the x-axis 10, 50, 70, 90 and 100 like this. So first point. So print type of a print a dot int. Four outputs I will show you. Four outputs I will show you. First one will save in the memory. You are giving a list to the NumPy array. So it will convert this particular input into the dimensionality x-axis dimension. In the x dimension, the values will be represented. Print a means it will print in front of you. Type of a. The variable a is holding which type? Is it holding list or tuple or set or dictionary or string or anything? So type of a, it is holding NumPy. It is holding NumPy array. A dot variable a is holding how many dimensions? It's holding only one dimension, which is x-axis. Fire and it see. Print a, it is printing in front of you. Type of a is holding NumPy. A is holding NumPy array. And n dimension, variable a is holding how many dimension, guys? How many dimensions it is holding? One dimension. So using the array function in the NumPy library, you can create the one dimension data. You can create the one dimension data. Guys, understood? One dimension. Is clear, everyone? Yeah. So here, one more point that I want to mention. Sir, every time you are importing the NumPy, so using the library name only, we can use the functions which are available inside the library. So should we write every time NumPy only? We can make a shortcut alias name np. So I'm importing the NumPy library with the alias name np. Now np is nothing but NumPy only. Shortcut name. I'm importing the NumPy library with the name np, alias name. So here I can write np. np means nothing but NumPy only, alias name. Okay, np means NumPy only. Import NumPy as np. I'm importing the NumPy library with the name np. And np means NumPy. In the NumPy, I'm taking the array function and I'm passing input. So this input will be treated like one dimension. Print a, it will print in front of you. Type of a is holding NumPy array, and n dimension means a single dimension. Single dimension. So single dimension. So here, using the index, you can call a value if you need it. Using a index, you can call a value. For example, let's say 2 times I'm writing 70. Let's make them into 90. Okay. Okay, Kamal, can you call the 70 and print in front of me? The 70 and print in front of me. Yes. What is the index of the 73? Print in the variable a, third index position. See, third, sorry, 2, right? 2 means 70. Sorry. Using the index, we can call a value. Using the index, we can call a value. This is a single dimension. If it is a one dimension, directly you can pass the index and you can call. Now my point for you is, I want to create a two dimension. I want to create two dimension. I want to create two dimension. What is the meaning of two dimension? Rows and columns. For example, let's say I want to create like this: 10, 20, 30, 80. So row 0, row 1, column 0, column 1. Okay. Guys, this looks like matrix or not? Tell me. Do it looks like matrix only?
Yes.
Structured data only? Yeah. So you can ask me, sir, why you are starting with row 0? Anything starts with 0 only. Row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3, like that. Okay, it's a matrix representation. 2 rows, 2 columns. Matrix representation. It's a 2D. 2D means what? The data in the form of tables and a table format. 2D means the data which is in the form of rows and columns. So see, A is equals to, you in the NumPy, there is a library called array. So here, see guys, if you see, one list is there, outer list. So I will write clearly here. 30 and 80. So if I write like this, what happens? See, you just need to understand. First one list you are writing. another list you are writing. In the first list, what you are writing? You are writing 10, 20. In the second list, what you are writing? 30, 80. Okay. So in the first list, first one list means one row. Another list means another row. Okay. Another list means another row. So if you see outside, you are closing with, you are opening and closing with outer list. 1 and 2. So inside, this is for row 0. This is for row 1. Outer list is used to maintain the matrix. Now this representation says that it is a 2D. So you can see here one outer list, open outer list, close outer list. So I'm opening the matrix and closing the matrix. Inside one row 10, 20. Second row 30, 80. So two rows and two columns. Two rows and two columns. See, print A, print type of A, print A dot endim. A dot endim. Now see, first one will save in the memory. First one will save in simple. One particular list means one row. One particular list means one row. So outer list is vice to matrix representation. So if you see, this is 1D, this is inner stuff is 1D and outer stuff is another D. So 1D plus 1D is nothing but 2D. 1D plus 1D is nothing but 2D. So print A means it will print in front of you type of a NumPy array. A dot n dimension. N dimension means you can see you will be having 2 dimensions. See, the matrix representation is coming in front of you. Type of A means NumPy array. How many dimensions the variable A is holding? It is having 2 dimension. What is the meaning of 2 dimensions? You are having rows and you are having columns. That is the meaning of 2 dimension. 2 dimension. So if you ask here, so print A dot shape. Shape means how many rows and how many columns are there. Shape means, so the variable A is holding how many rows and how many columns. There are 2 rows and 2 columns. 2 rows and 2 columns. There is another function also. Variable A size. Size means what was total number of values. Total number of values are 4. So 1 value, 2 value, 3 value, 4 value. Total 4 values. So shape means number of rows and columns. Size means total number of values. Total number of values in variable. For example, see guys, now I want to create this matrix, guys. You tell me. Now I want to create this matrix. Now I want to create. See, one dimension means very simple. If you want to create a one dimension means NumPy dot array of, just pass a single list. Single list means one dimension. But if you are creating a two dimension, I want 10, 50, 100, 110. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 7, 6, 8. I want this matrix. Lot of people will think, sir, here lot of data is there, 3 rows and 4 columns are there. So it is a 7-dimension data. No, the data is in the form of rows and columns. So if it is a single row data means 1D. If the data is in the form of rows and columns, it's a 2D. The data which is beyond the point, which we can't see with the human eye, it's a 3D. It's a 3D. So how you will write this data, guys, in the NumPy? So see, A is equals to NumPy dot array of. I already told you. Every row treat like a every list treat like a row. So see here. First row. In the first row 10, 50,
100, 110.
First row completed. Second row 1, 2, 3,
4.
Third row
9, 7, 6, 8. 9 commas.
9, 7, 6, 8. So I'm passing. So outer list should be maintained or not? Tell me. One outer list you need to maintain. Okay. So one outer list you need to maintain. Yeah, that is the purpose. See, first row, second row, third row. You need to write these 3 rows in a list, in a outer list. Then only it becomes a 2D. So now see, first print A. See print A. It will print in front of you. See, it will print in front of you. Now tell me guys, what is the shape? How many rows and how many columns are there? We are having 3 rows and 4 columns.
3 rows, 4 columns.
3 rows, 3 rows and 4 columns data. Now tell me what is the size? Total how many values are there? 3 fours are 12. 12 values will be there. You count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 values will be there. If you see, you will be having 12 values. So if you want to see the dimension A dot ending, so tabular format, rows and columns means the data is in the form of 2D. See, the data is in the form of 2D. Guys, I hope you are following 1 dimension and 2 dimension. Am I right?
So this is in the form of 2D. This.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Guys, clear? Understood? So now you tell me, in this entire stuff, okay, let's say, see, for example, let's say if you have, what I'm trying to say is, if you have the data in a single dimension, you are passing the index and you are collecting it. Now I want you to access this 3, value 3. Access this value. So see, it is a 1D or 2D? It is a 1D or 2D? Row 0, row 1, row 2, column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay, it's a 2D, it's not a single D. Single dimension means directly they will be on the x-axis, you can pass the index. But it is in a 2D where rows and columns are there. Okay, so I want to access the 3 means 3 belongs to which row and which column? So see, in the variable A, because all the data is present in the A, in the variable A, 3 belongs to row 1. So the first row and second column. Yes or no? A of 1 of 2. In the variable A, first row, second column is 3. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me how can I access 8? How can I access 8?
Print of A, 2 comma, column A,
2 of
3.
2 of 3. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Second row, third column, 8. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So this is how we are going to access the value in a 2 dimension. And see guys, lot of people will get a doubt. That is, let's say if you take a single dimension. So see, one important interview point question. Let's say it's a single dimension data. So print A dot indim. It's a single dimension, we know that. Print A dot shape. Now tell me guys, basically this is a single dimension. You see here, single list, single dimension. We are not passing the rows and columns here. So in the x-axis, just we are having 10, 50, 70, 90 and 110. 110. So single dimension. A dot nd means 1 dimension. Shape means what? Can you tell me what is the meaning of shape? What will be the output?
It shows rows and columns.
Rows and columns.
191.
Number of rows and columns.
Where is the columns here? This is not the column. No? What is the meaning of column? If the data is in the form of tabular format, then only column name will be there. Header. Yes or no? Here, just the values are lying on the plane on a single line. That's what I told you. It's a single dimension. Single dimension means on the x-axis. 2 dimension means like this. Okay, rows. As we mentioned, column name, column name, column name, column name. Rows is fine. That is a 2D. 2D means a proper rows and columns format. But a single D means in a single axis you are passing the value. In a single axis you are passing the value. So shape means in the variable A, in the single axis, how many values are there guys? How many values are there? Five values.
Five values.
Just simple five comma only in a single axis. In a single axis, you are having five comma only five values are there. Simple. I'm telling you once again, for the single dimension, there will be no column name. You see here, it's a line. On the line, the values are there. On the top of the line, how can you create the column name? It is impossible. But if you take 2D, for example, if I write 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it is in a matrix format, yes or no? Can I write the column? Can I consider this as a column? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, that is the difference. It's a 2D. For the 2D, rows and columns format will be there. For the 1D, the data will be on the line, simple line. If anybody asks you the single dimension, what is the shape? How many values you are passing, that is the shape. How many values are lying on the line, that is the shape. Understood, guys? The difference between 1D and 2D?
Yes, sir.
The difference between 1D and 2D. So, okay. Then what about 3D? What about 3D? You understood, everyone? Clear now? 1D and 2D, first of all?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So then what about 3D? So 3D, little bit, what do you say? Like, see, let's say, a lot of people will think it won't understandable, but I will give my best for you to understand. 3D data with NumPy. See guys, very simple. 3D data means, let's say, imagine there are 5 boxes. Box 1. Okay. See. Box 1. Box 2. Box 3. Okay. Imagine there are 3 boxes. In each box, you are having 2 rows. Row 1, row 2. Row 1, row 2. Row 1, row 2. Okay. And we are having the column names. So now tell me, this is a 3D representation or not? Is it very easy to understand with the human eye? Is it very easy to understand? So what is the meaning of human eye visible? 2D. 2D. Rows and columns is easy for us. But more than rows and columns, let's say if I go to the internet, if I show you NumPy, one representation will be coming, which I mentioned in our example file also for you. Let's say, yeah, this one, this image. I think this will be the best. Guys, see, let's say where it is routing. It's routing to some other blog, I think. Okay, no problem. Let me take this image and explain you. Okay, keep it here. Okay, so just have a look into here. Just now I told you 1D means the data which will be on a single axis. 2D means the data which is in the form of X and Y. 2D. So then what about 3D, sir? See here, just understand. Here, just understand. 3D looks like this, like a cube. But simply I will tell you. See, if you see for the 1D, what is the shape? 4, which means only 4 values. If you see the shape for the 2D, you are having 2 rows and 3 columns. You can see row 0, row 1, column 0, column 1, column 2. Fine. But if you see, let's say, if you see the shape of the 3D, what it is showing me? 4 comma 3 comma 2. 4 comma 3 comma 2. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this particular logic?
Sir, excuse
So,
me. Then.
yes.
Sir, how it is to 4, 3, 4 is the row, 3 is the column, and 2 what is?
That's what I'm going to say. Okay. So 4, 3, 2. So you just need to understand one point here. So if the shape in the 3D, the shape looks like 4 and 3 and 2. So very simple. Very simple. Treat 4 as a dimension. Dimension means, see, we should not give the name dimension. Then again you will ask me, so do it belongs to the 4 dimension? No. 4, let's say 4 pieces. Okay, let's say 4 pieces. For example, each piece, for example, see, piece 1, piece 2, piece 3, piece 4. Okay, 4 pieces. Each piece 3 rows. Each piece 3 rows. For example, in this particular piece, definitely one, middle and last 3 rows will be there, which you can't see, I'm telling you. And 2 columns. You can see column 1 and column 2. So in this visualization, it will be very tough to understand. So now I will give you one best example, which will be in your brain, definitely. See guys, for example, what I want to do is, what I'm trying to say is, see, for example, I will create 3 boxes, box 1, box 2, box 3. Okay, 3 boxes I'm creating. So in the each box, I will write 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 11, 23, 24, 29, 35, 37, 40. Suppose this or else like 60 or anything. This is the data. Let's already 60 values. Then let me replace with some other value. Let's say 80. Let's say 80. So guys, you please see here. See, what will be the shape of this? What will be the shape of this? 3 comma 2 comma 3. 3 comma 2 comma 3. Sir, why sir? How many boxes guys total?
3.
3 boxes. In each box, how many rows? Row 0, row 1. Yes or no?
It's
Row 0, row 1. Row 0, row 1. Okay. Each box we are having 2 rows. And how many columns are there?
3.
Column 0, column 1, column 2. Column 0, column 1 and column 2. So that's the purpose. So we need to implement this data. I will implement here. Just
So it's important to begin from 0 itself.
it's important to begin with 0. We are not giving Python is giving that.
Okay, sir.
Anything starts from 0 only, because 0 is also a value according to the CPU. Okay, now see here. First I will take, guys, see, for example, I will take 60 values, guys. I will take 60 values. Normally I will take 60 values. So in my example file also I have given this one, that's why. So you know the range, yes or no? Range, for example, for I in a range of 1 to 64 means how many times the loop will iterate? How many times the loop will iterate?
60.
The loop will iterate 60
Yeah.
times. 60 times. So there is a function. There is a function in NumPy. So range means this range belongs to for loop. I'm telling you, range belongs to for loop. But in the NumPy, so in the NumPy there is a concept. Before this, I will tell you. In NumPy there is a function known as an arange. In NumPy there is a concept known as an arange. So see, b is equals to NumPy. I told you already. Everything available in NumPy library. In the NumPy library, there is a function known as an arange. So array in NumPy library, what is the purpose of using array? To create the dimensionality data. What is the purpose of creating arange? In the NumPy library, every function will do some specific work. In the same way, array will create the dimensions. What arange will do? Arange will take the input from the user, starting point and ending point. So if our arange is a function belongs to NumPy, what this function will do? Suppose if I pass 1 to 61, so which means arange function, what it does is starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, goes on till what is the ending value? 60. Here also n minus 1 logic till 60. 1 to 61 means n minus 1 till 60, and it will give the range. It will give all the values from starting point to ending point, n minus 1. Okay, all the values it will give, and the output will be in the form of one dimension. See, np dot a range of 1 to 61, starting from the 1 till 61, which means 60. 61 minus 1 is nothing but 60. If you print the b, 1 to 60 values will be given in front of you. If you see, the output is in the form of list, but if you see, a range function will give the output in the form of one dimension. See, a range function will give the output in the form of one dimension. Keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. So, Kamal, why you are telling this concept? Why you are telling me this particular concept? So, see guys, create one dimension data with a range. Create one dimension data with a range. With a range. With a range. With a range. So normally if you give, let's say, see, same concept. I'm creating a 60 values. So in the NumPy, there is a function known as an a range function. Starting is 1, ending with 61. So total 60 values. If you pass in a range, definitely they will the output will be in the form of print b dot ending. So it's a 1D. It's a 1D. So now my point here is for you, convert one dimension data to two dimension. One dimension data to two dimension. So guys, I want to convert, since these 60 values are in the form of one dimension. A range function is generating total 60 values and the output is in the form of one dimension. What is the meaning of one dimension? In a single axis, 1, 2, 3, so on till 60 values are there. I want to convert this into 2D. Convert it into 2D. Guys, you tell me total how many values are there here?
60.
Total 60 values are there. So 60 values, do the multiplication. Let's say sharp multiplication. 10 6 are how much?
60.
6 10s are 60.
60.
12 5s are 60.
60.
5 12s are 60. You can pick any one of it. Let's say if I want to convert these 60 values into 10 into 6, total 60 values, 10 rows, 6 columns. 10 rows, 6 columns. How it is possible, sir? See, these 60 values I want to convert into 10 rows and 6 columns. So 10 rows means 6 columns, no? So column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. Total 6 columns. So total 6 columns. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you go on right like this, 6 columns will be there, 10 rows will come. Total 60 values will be arranged. Sharp multiplication should come. See, P is equals to, in the using NumPy, I am generating 60 values. I am generating 60 values. So till here I will get 1D, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Till here I will get one dimension data. A range function will give the range along with one dimension. Those one dimension, that 60 values, I want to reshape them into 10 rows and 6 columns. So till here, whatever the area that I am selecting now, I will get 60 values in 1D. That 60 values, I want to reshape them into 10 rows and 6 columns. 10 rows and 6 columns. Now if I print B, print B dot ending. See, now if I print B dot ending, see, 10 rows and 6 columns data. Perfectly 60 values are fixed or not?
Yes, sir.
60 values are fixed. For example, if I pass 7 here, 10 sevens are how much? 70. But how many values you are having to reshape? 60. So is it sufficient? The logic is matching, math is matching?
No,
No.
sir. No.
The math is not matching, cannot reshape the array of size 60 into size 70. 60 values you are having, then how can you convert them into 70? Anything you can give. Let's say if I want to give 12 comma 5, please give it. So 12 rows, 5 columns, please give it. Shape will come. Let's say I want only 5 rows, I want 12 columns. See, the shape will come. So that shape you need to convert. Now you tell me guys, 1D I am converting into 2D or not? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Using the reshape, I am converting the 1D into 2D. Now I will convert the 1D into 3D. See, A is equals to numpy dot A range of total 1 to 61. How many values are there? Total 60 values are there. 60 values are there. These 60 values I want to reshape them into 10 comma 6. How much guys? 10 rows and 6 columns. So I am passing 60 values are there. So I want to convert them into 10 comma 6. 10 6 is 60. 10 rows and 6 columns. So this is 1D. This is 2D. Yes or no? This 2D also. Now how I want to convert is focus on this one. Focus on the first one. 10 is there. What are the multiplications for 10? 5, 2, 6. 5 2s are how much? 10.
10.
10 6 are how much? 60. Matching with the input data or not?
Yes, sir.
It is matching. But you will ask me what is the meaning of this? It's a 3D. 3D. But you will ask me what is the meaning of this? 5 boxes. Okay. 5 boxes. Each box 2 rows. And each box how many columns? 6 columns. See here. I will write 5 comma 2. 5 comma 2. 5 2s are 10. 10 6 are 60. But if I just print B and print B dot end. How many dimensions? If I print B means focus on the print B. Okay, last print B, this is a 3 dimension. See, it's a 3 dimension, that's a different story. You just focus on print B. How the B looks like. Single dimension you are converting into 3D, but how the 3D looks like? How the 3D looks like? You see here. Total how many boxes guys? Box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5. In each box how many rows? Row 0, row 1. Row 0, row 1. How many columns? Column 0 to column 5. Total 6. Understood guys?
Sorry. Similarly, can it be 2, comma 5, comma 6?
2 comma. So you want to create 2 boxes, each box 5 rows and 6. See, output will come. Coming. 2 boxes. Anything, if the multiplication satisfied, it will come. It will come. Understood? So
Yes, sir.
here, my point for you is, sir, if it is a single dimension, so it's a 1D, na? It's a 1D. Okay, fine. It's a 1D. I want to access the index. I want to access a value 7. How can I access? By passing its index. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If I want to access the value 7, what is its index? Its index is 6. In the variable is 6th index position is nothing but 7. In the variable B, right? Variable B, 6th index position is nothing but 7. Okay. In a single, if the data is in a one dimension, you can access them using index. If the data is in the 2D, I am converting 1D to 2D. Now B will be 2D. B is 2D, I am telling you. B is 2D. A lot of people will think, sir, B is 1D. No, 1D I am converting into 2D and then only I am saving in the variable B. Now B will be 2D. Now you tell me, I want to access this value 17 in 2D. How it is possible? In which row and which column it is? Tell me. In the variable A, it is in the second row. And 0, 1, 2, 3, fourth column, right? Okay, in the second row and it is in the fourth column. You will be accessing 17. Sorry, I think we need to give variable B. Okay, 17 is accessing. Now how you will be accessing the value from the 3D? That is the most interview point question. So 1D I am converting into 3D. Now B means 3D. B means 3D. I want to access value 22. Value 22 I want to access in 3D. Now whatever the value that you want to access, please find which box it belongs to. Which box it belongs to in the variable B. Which box it belongs to, guys?
Second.
It belongs to box 0, box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4. So it belongs to the first box. And in the first box, how many things are there? Row 0, row
Row
1.
1.
Which row it belongs to? Row 1. Row 1.
Row 1,
Column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3. Yes or no? 3. So B of 1 of 1 of
3.
So print B of 1 of 1 of 3.
3.
ਮਿੰਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਚਾਰ ਪੰਜ ਲਾਉਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੋਲਿਓ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ
Sir, you are in mute.
Sorry. So if I want to access 39, it belongs to the third box, 0th row and second column. Am I right?
Yes.
The B, third box, 0th row and second column. See, 39. So this is completely about NumPy dimensionality. I don't know whether you are following or interesting or not. So how to create a one dimension data using the array, you can create a one dimension data. Using array, you can create one dimension data. Using array, you can create two dimension data. If you want, you can create three dimension data also. Arange function is used to give the range using n-1 concept, but the output will be in the form of 1D. And I have clearly shown you how to access the values from 1D, 2D and 3D. And what is the meaning of 3D, 2D shapes, size and everything. So till here, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Do you have any doubts guys till here?
No, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if 60 value is there. Hello?
Just tell me.
Sir, same in example, 60 values are here and we convert into 3D. And 5 boxes, I want 5 boxes. Yeah, 5 into 12. Yeah.
Sorry, come again. Total 60 values are there.
Yes.
Then?
And I want to convert into 3D with the sir, boxes also starting from the 0 index.
Everything starts from 0. Everything starts from 0 only.
Okay.
Okay. That is the purpose of using array kind of functions in NumPy. So now I just want to tell you one main important logic which is really important mainly for data science people. Rescale, very important guys. In many ways we will be using this technique. Rescale, reshape is different. So 1D, if you want to convert to reshape like rows and columns, you can do that is a reshape. Rescale means what? So guys, you see, imagine if you have 1D data, but you want to convert them into 2D without reshape. Most interview point question I'm telling you. So suppose if anybody asks you, please convert the data. For example, if they ask you, A is equals to, you have a array of 1D data. You can use arrange, but in the arrange sequence will come starting point, ending point. Here I can pass whatever the values that I want, 10, 50, 100, 150, 200, and 300 and 400. So guys, tell me what is the shape of it? What is the dimension? What is the shape? A dot. It's how many dimensions?
One
One.
dimension.
It's a one dimension shape. What is the shape?
6.
What is the shape? 6. It's a sorry, total 7 values, right? 3, 6, 7. Total 7 values, it's a one dimension. So see, this one dimension data you can convert into two dimension using rescale. That is fine. Using rescale. Here the point is, if you have 7 values, how you will convert, guys? Tell me how you will convert. So 10 6 is 60. The only option if you have 7 values means 1 7 is 7. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
1 row, 7 columns. Okay. Okay, reshape, you can do anything. Reshape means it will convert one day to another dimension with based on rows and columns. But I am discussing about rescale. What rescale will do? Rescale also, both reshape and rescale will be used for converting one dimension data to another dimension. 1D data to another D. Okay, one dimension data to another dimension. Simple. So, but here the logic is rescale is having two concepts. Lot of people will confuse rescale concept. In the rescale, there is a concept known as an -1, 1 rescale 1, -1 rescale -1, 1 1, -1. What is the meaning of this two? A lot of people they clearly don't know, but I will be explaining you. See here. Okay, A, which is having one dimension. See here, B, print A. I want to print the A. I want to print A dot ending. It's a one dimension. Fine. Now B is equals to. Okay, B is equals to. In NumPy, there is already the variable A is there now. A is a variable which is holding NumPy array. In the A we have the data. We have 1D. In the variable A we have 1D. So I want to rescale them. Oh, I think okay. A dot value C. In the variable A is a NumPy array. A dot values dot rescale. Let me check. Is it rescale or reshape? No, not rescale. Not the name is not rescale. I think. Just give me a minute, guys. Let me remember. I think the name is reshape only, but in another way. One minute. Let me check with A dot. Repeat reshape. Okay, sorry, the name is not rescale, it's reshape only, but in a other way. I just forgot it. It's reshape only. Already reshape you have seen how to convert the data into rows and columns. 1D data, 10 rows and 6 columns. You can do like that, or else you can use some other way using -1, 1 and 1, -1. So I will tell you about this concept. Reshape directly if you want to do it 1D, if you want to convert into 2D, you can use rows and columns concept directly, or else there is a logic -1, 1 or 1, -1. So see here, what is the meaning of that, sir? See here, since I have a data, one dimension data is there. You directly use the reshape with 10 rows, 6 columns, and 1 row, 7 columns, whatever you want, you can do it. But there is another way which is -1, 1. What is the meaning of -1, 1? So the first position is for rows. Second position is for columns. Okay, columns. So -1 is available in which category, rows or columns? The first position belongs to rows and second position belongs to columns. So in the columns area, what you are writing? 1. So which means one column. Okay. So remaining remaining -1 is there in the row side, yes or no? Row side is there. So all these values will be converted into rows: 10, 50, 100, 150, 200, 300 and 400. So now normally the A is holding a single dimension. It's holding one dimension. If you keep the shape, if you print the shape, what will be the shape? Tell me. A dot shape. What will be the shape? Just 7 values, 7 comma. Just you will be having 7 values because it's a single dimension. But if I am using, if you use the reshape also, no problem. I'm telling you, use the reshape 1 comma 1 row 7 columns. It's fine. It's fine. I'm talking about -1 comma 1 and 1 comma -1 logic. So -1 comma 1 means first parameter belongs to rows and second parameter belongs to columns. So in the column side 1 is there. So 1 column and -1 is there in the row side. So all the values will be converted to individual rows. Now if you see the shape, 7 rows and 1 column. See, B is equals to A dot. I just want to reshape them into -1 comma 1. The data which is in the A1D, I want to convert into -1 comma 1. Print B dot ndim, how many dimensions it is, and print B dot shape. Now B dot shape. If I run it, see, first print A, printing. N dimension, how many dimensions? It's a 1 dimension. Shape, how much? 1 dimension is 7 values. But here I am using -1 comma 1. Print B means, see, the data is coming like this. How many dimensions it is? 2 dimension. Shape means 7 rows and 1 column. Save data. Take this data. Take this input in here. All the data I will take. Okay, all the data I will paste it here. Here I will pass 1 comma -1. I told you focus on here. A is 1D already. A is 1D, which is having only 7 values directly in 1 dimension. So where you are writing 1 comma -1, row side 1 is there, column side -1 is there. -1 is there in the column side. So how many rows, guys? Total, tell me. Only 1 row. Only 1 row. How many columns? All the values, whatever the values are there, say 10, 50, 100, 150, 200, 300, 400. So the data is maintained in like one particular row and column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, column 6. So what will be the shape? 1 row and 7 columns. 7 values are there, no? So 7 columns. See here, it's converting into 2D. 1 row, 7 columns. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
The most important logic, -1 comma 1 and 1
Sir.
comma -1.
Sir, please, can you please repeat this concept again? 1 and -1. Not interesting.
Sorry?
Sir, please repeat this concept again. 1 and -1.
1 and -1.
Yes,
So
yes.
first of all, A is a variable holding how many dimensions? It's holding 1 dimension data. What
Yes.
is the shape of it? What is the shape of it?
7.
How many? Yes, only 7. Only 7. There is no dimensions. There is no rows and columns here.
Yes.
There is no rows and columns for 1D. But what I am doing for that particular data, I am using reshape of 1 comma -1. So I told first parameter is for the row, second parameter is for the columns. So where the 1 is, tell me, where the 1? 1 is for the rows. So only 1 row will be created. And -1 refers like -1 is in the place of columns. All the values which are there convert into columns like 10, 50, 100, 150, 200, 300, 400. Treat everything like a column now. Total how many columns are there? Total 7 columns. 7 starts from 0.
Yes, sir.
Total 7 columns, 1 row. That is what you can see. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And sir, -1 and 1.
Minus 1 and 1.
Yes,
So
yes.
see here, same data. So what is here? Tell me. A is having 7 values. That's it. It's a 1D having 7 values. You are writing -1 comma 1. You are trying to convert the data which is there in the A into -1 comma 1. So this is a row parameter. This is a column parameter. So where is 1? 1 is in the place of columns. So one column you are creating. -1 is in the form of rows. All the data in the A, you need to convert them into rows. 10, 50, 100, 150, 200, 300, 400. Now tell me what will be the shape? 7 rows, 1 column. Yes or no?
Yes.
See, 7 plus 1 column. Guys, understood till here?
Yes, sir.
Reshape -1 comma 1. Reshape of 1 comma -1. 1D, 2D, 3D, reshape, arrange function, array function, all the things. Okay. So tomorrow we'll complete NumPy. So tomorrow we'll discuss about few functions. Let's say transpose. I think you know matrix transpose. Let's say I don't know whether you are aware or not. Transpose function. I think you know, right? A power of t. In intermediate we have done a power of t transpose functions. Let's say ravel function, concatenate. Let's say identity matrix like 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Do you remember these functions? So these kind of functions, lot of things, random functions, lot of things are there in NumPy to discuss. We'll continue things in tomorrow. Till here, if you have any doubts, you can ask me, guys. Till here, understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will upload the PPTs. I'm not getting the drive access for that. Like I will be correcting the team with now, and I will be uploading the PPTs and this file there. Example files I won't upload because it will be lot of examples will be there. Once completing all the concept only I will upload. Okay. Once completing all the concept I will upload. Okay. Assignment. What assignments we have completed last time? Strings, right? String completed, na? We have completed string, right?
Yes, sir.
So once completing this NumPy, I think tomorrow we'll complete NumPy. So once completing the NumPy, I will take 5 to 10 minutes of time and I will explain the list. I can directly share, but I will explain the questions, then only I will share tomorrow. Okay, guys, please check your drives after 1 hour or something like that. This written file, the coding file which I have done, as well as the PPTs will be uploaded there. Please check it.